Hey everyone, Bethany Siggins here. Thank you for joining me once again in my closet, trying a slightly different angle. We're just going to try all the sides in the closet. So, we're continuing our discussion on personal styles today. And what I touched on last week was basically your standard style types, your classic, your dramatic, creative, um, let's see, your natural, I've got my cheat sheet here, your modern, your feminine. So those are the standard ones that you've heard about, and some of you've probably read about if you've done any kind of style searching for yourself. And so what I wanted to touch on today was making it a little bit more personal. What I do with a client when I work with them, the very first thing that I like to do is find their style words. And these are words that may fall outside of those words that I just shared with you of your standard style types. The idea being that they're a little bit more personal, they're unique to you. Not that they're not the same words that someone else could choose, but they feel a little bit more reflective of who you are as a person and also the message that you want to portray through your image. So, what I want to talk to you about today is how I get to those words. I give a style questionnaire to my clients, and a couple of important questions that I think are good for you to answer when doing this search for yourself is, how am I known? What am I known for? What are the words that people would use to describe you? How would your friends describe you? This is something that you turn to your friends for. I did an interview recently with a friend of mine who's also in the industry, and this was one of the questions that he was potentially going to ask me. And I thought, gosh, I don't know. I had to text some friends and say, what am I known for? How am I known? And I got some really nice answers on that. So that is definitely something that isn't always easy to come up with on your own. And then another question to ask yourself is, when you're looking at some of your favorite things, how would you describe those things? And in those descriptions, actually write some descriptions of, say, 5 favorite things. And are there some common words in those descriptions that start to pop out on the page? There are definitely some favorite words that we like to use that become our defaults. Amazing, fantastic, awesome, wonderful, beautiful, intricate, interesting. So start to see if some words pop out to you, and then start to see if any of those words feel authentic to you as a style word. You can also ask yourself, what's a favorite color? If it's red, then you might think of the words passion, bold. If it's blue, you might think calm, peaceful. If it's white, you might think fresh, pure. If it's yellow, you might think happy, lively. Green is growth and prosperity. Black is mysterious and strong, powerful. Gray is reliable, stable, neutral. So pink, romantic, loving. So you might look at some of your favorite colors and see if some words pop out to you from that. So that's a little bit about my process and how I find style, help a client find their style words. And I like to keep it at about 3, 4 max so that it can have a nice flow to it. You know my rule about 3s, and I think 3s kind of fit nicely together. What I wanted to do was share with you from the classic and feminine and creative styles. I made a little cheat sheet here. Some other words that you might use. Say you really do like a classic style. Well, maybe another word for that would be classy or balanced, sharp, smart, capable, strong, credible, supportive, impeccable. For feminine, I came up with gorgeous, pretty, beautiful, radiant, glowing, alluring, flirtatious, ladylike, loving. For creative, I came up with fun, funky, energetic, feisty, lively, inventive, enthusiastic, imaginative, individual, unique. For natural, I came up with relaxed, easygoing, fluid, fresh, authentic, peaceful, accessible, laid back, earthy. Dramatic, the words that come to me are bold, risk taker, bright, magnetic, fearless, powerful, edgy, unexpected, captivating. See if any of these words start to resonate with you as I read them. For modern, innovative, futuristic, fashion forward, forward thinking, clean, unfussy, influential, independent, architectural. There are some style types that I didn't touch on last week, which a couple of you reminded me of. Sporty being one. Other words for sporty could be athletic, on the go, strong, unassuming, streetwise. For elegant, which is a style type that's like classic but a slightly richer, more luxurious look, I think of chic, graceful, subtle, sophisticated, refined. Boho. I'm kind of surprised I didn't mention boho style last week. I think of eccentric, exotic, free-spirited, fun-loving. For sexy, that's a style type that's like feminine but a little bit more sexy. I think of goddess-like, lavish, frisky, sensual. A lot of people like the classic style. I use a lot of classic pieces in my styling, in fact. So a lot of times when I work with a client, I use classic or classy in a lot of style words. Classic with intrigue, classic with edge, classic with a twist, classic with a dash of rebel, creative classic, laid back classic. There's so many different classics. So my style recipe is I actually use some of the standard style words, and mine is modern feminine with a bit of wow. So there's always something in my style that's feminine, but yet it's not your standard thinking of the way feminine looks. There's always something feminine in the look, but I feel like I put something with it that makes it a little bit more unexpected. So a little bit more of a modern feminine, which is why I have those two words together. And then with a bit of wow, because there's usually something unexpected in my look that hopefully makes people think. The other, if I was to use more personal words for myself, which I think is also reflective of my style, would be bright, joyful, glamour. So finding your style words really does mean that you have to be very reflective and pensive and thoughtful, using all my thought words, to come up with words that are reflective of you and the style that you want to portray. So think about this. I think I might touch on one other thing next week, which is pairing opposite styles together. I touched on that a little bit when I was showing you how to create outfits, and I was showing you how I like to put opposites together, feminine and masculine. So I think we might just dig into that just a little bit more next week, just to show you what I mean with some various examples of some opposite styles. And then we'll wrap it up in this 3-part, which I've decided it'll be 3-part. So anyway, thank you for joining me for this. I want to hear what you think about choosing personal style words. And please continue to send me ideas for future videos. And thanks again for joining me. Take care.